Today we have with us Dr. Kevin Dodson. He's the Dean of the Honors Program. We also have Megan Rapp, who is the Honors Coordinator, as well as a few honors students with us that'll be answering your questions and talking to you guys later on in the chat portion. But for now, I'm just going to let Dr. Dodson go ahead and take it over.
Okay, well, thank you all for being here. I'm really excited, despite the circumstances under which we find ourselves. I'm going to talk today about the Reaud Honors College and what we call the Honors Advantage, what you will get in honors that you really can't get anywhere else at Lamar University or maybe any other college in the state. If I can get my show working, okay. Honors colleges and programs are one of the major trends in higher education in the United States. The honors program at Lamar, or honors education at Lamar University, is actually one of the oldest in Texas. We've been around for almost 60 years, since 1963. So we have a very long and distinguished history. And I'm going to talk a lot about what we do, but there are a couple of things I wanted to point out now that I think are critical when you're thinking about coming into honors. One is our emphasis on what we call high impact educational practices. And the other is what we call essential skills or soft skills. And I'll talk a little bit more about them later on. I've got the PowerPoint here so that I'm just not a talking head, that you can actually see something. First of all, the mission, and this is actually really important for understanding what we do. The mission of the Reaud Honors College is to integrate academic excellence, community involvement, and civic leadership. Essentially, what we're trying to do is create and nurture a community of student leaders across the board, academically, on campus, and in the larger community. So our stress is on leadership, and we have a number of ways in which we promote that, which we'll get to. How we live our mission. First, we want to advise with you. We have an honors advisor who will talk to you pretty much every semester and help make sure you stay on track in honors. We have a number of enhanced course offerings, some of which you can't get anywhere else. We promote participation in high impact practices, which I'll talk about. And then we want you to be involved in the communities of which you're a part. That's the honors student community, the university community, and the local communities. And we do this through residential life. There is an honors dorm or an honors wing of a dorm, Campbell Hall. The honors experiences system, where we want you to get out and get active and do things and take advantage of college. And through the Honors Student Association, we have our own student organization. Some of the leadership of that organization is here, and they also serve on my advisory board. However, what's not on the screen, and what I think is actually the most important thing, is I want you guys to have fun. Have fun. When you're done with Lamar and you look back on it, I want you to think that you learned a lot, that you did a lot, and that you grew a lot, and that you really just had a blast, and that you remember that time really fondly as an important part of your life. And the best way to do that is to enjoy your college education. Have fun. Take advantage of it from the moment you get in. So let's start with the academic side, our courses. You are going to have to take courses. Hopefully they will be fun. We offer enhanced courses at all levels in all majors. We have every major in every college. There's not a single major we cannot accommodate. We have full offering of courses in the university core. You could take your entire core in honors. We also have a number of courses we offer in what we call disciplinary cores, requirements for pre-med or pre-professional programs, pre-law, nursing, etc. Honor sections are smaller, and they are taught by the best professors on campus. This is really important. It's really important that you get to know professors and start working with them early on. You will find your college education much richer if you cultivate your professors and get to know them and let them get to know you. It's important to build those relationships. And I'm going to talk about that a little later on. We have in our upper division courses, that's our advanced courses and majors, special projects that people do. This will help set you up for graduate professional school or your career in industry. And then we have a set of special seminars or topics courses, HNRS courses, that are offered exclusively in honors. These are interdisciplinary, they're out of the box, they're really unique and hopefully playful, and you cannot find them anywhere else on campus. This year, for example, we have a course on the mathematics of play. We've had courses on the fiction of J.R.R. Tolkien, the author of Lord of the Rings, courses on Islam, on popular music, on personal finance. Basically, we try to cover STEM, liberal and fine arts, and professional development, so that every semester you've got something to pick from. And we want you to, do more than just what you have in your degree. And, fundamentally, these courses are there to help you develop a sense of community with your fellow honor students. These are what we call high-impact educational practices. That's a term of art, but basically these kinds of practices have been shown to promote student success. And so we really encourage students to be involved in these kinds of practices because they're going to set you up for success at Lamar and success after Lamar. So the first one is undergraduate research and creative activity. Yes, as an undergraduate, you can get involved in a research project. You can get involved in a research project with a professor and assist that professor, or you can do one on your own. These are really important for developing research skills. They also help you cultivate your faculty. That's a theme I'm going to hit a lot. You develop a mentor-mentee relationship with your faculty members. This is incredibly important. It's important because it's going to enrich your time at Lamar, knowing your faculty members, working with them closely. But it's also important once you leave Lamar, because if you're going into industry, or if you're going to graduate or professional school, or applying for something in Lamar, the person writing that letter of recommendation for you is going to be a faculty member. And I can tell you right now, I have every letter of recommendation that I've ever written, every one of them. Some of them are totally generic. Some of them are highly detailed. You want the highly detailed, that's a no-brainer. And the only way you get a highly detailed letter of recommendation is to get to know your faculty, let them get to know you. That's why these honors courses are important. That's why it's important that you're involved in undergraduate research and creative activity. Some of those projects you can take to conferences. You see the photos below. Those are students, Lamar Honors students, who took their projects to Boston, to the National Collegiate Honors Council 2 years ago. This past fall, students went to New Orleans. We've been to Chicago, Denver, my hometown of Seattle. So you'll get a chance to go around the country and see other parts of the country and do it with with the Reaud Honors College paying your way. You can't really beat that. These will set you up for grants and fellowships. We have a very strong program of fellowships at Lamar University, and we'll qualify you for external research programs. All of this is really important for you to develop as a person, as a student, but also get ready for your time after Lamar. We want to prepare you for success. Diversity and global learning. Diversity is what's going on in this country, all the diversity of regions and cultures of this country. So we send students every summer, except for this one, for obvious reasons, to something known as Partners in the Parks. Students spend a week in a national park with other students from around the country, learning about the history, the ecology of the park. We've sent them to the Grand Canyon, San Francisco, Mount Rainier, all over the country, the coast of Maine, all over the country. And it's a really great way of spending a week out in nature or sometimes in a city, seeing the country. And we provide almost complete financial assistance for that. There are a number of programs and institutes that we send people to every summer, again, except for this one, elsewhere in the country. This gets you a chance to really see the country and interact with other students and develop yourself as a professional and develop your credentials. Global learning is study abroad. Every year we provide funding to send students to other countries. Lamar has a strong program. We've sent students to China, to Japan, to Korea, to Italy, to Spain, to England, all over. And then finally, we have Model United Nations. Maisa and Tiffany have both been involved in Model United Nations. It is what it sounds like. It's a mock United Nations. Last November, we went to Washington, D.C., and this coming spring, we're going to go to New York City. That photo over there in the corner is of our students in New York City a couple of years ago, and the photo at the bottom is a student doing volunteer work in Syria. These are all funded through the Reaud Honors College. Internships. This is really critical in terms of getting a position right after college. Internships provide you on-the-job work experience. You can do it in the summer or you can do it in a long semester. They are paid, and you can earn academic credit through an internship. In particular fields like business, engineering, these are really important. In other fields, they're also important, but you're more likely to say go on to graduate or professional school. So we promote internships through the college and through our work with other colleges. And finally, we have service and community-based learning. We think you should give back, pay it forward, give back to the community of which you're a part. It's important. You're really being offered this incredible opportunity and privilege, and you should take advantage of it. And part of taking advantage of it is really making sure it's there for someone else in giving back. We have a number of ways of doing that. People can do it on their own. The picture below, humanitarian work, is of a student a few years ago, a nursing major, who worked in an orphanage in Guatemala, and with support from the Reaud Honors College. And we do support individual projects. We have our own program called the Stepping Up program that places students on boards of nonprofit organizations in the community, so you can learn how the nonprofit sector works, and you will learn and interact with members, important members of the community sitting on nonprofit boards. You won't be able to vote, but you'll get a sense of how these institutions work. And when you're graduated from Lamar and graduated from graduate professional school, or you're in industry, you might decide to sit on a board and be an active member of the community. This is a good way of getting started. Now, all of this, you need to present. So this is a different world from the one I grew up in. Your world is much more online. We're online right now, right? When I was in college, this could never have happened. And it's a wonderful thing. So we want you to understand how to use the new technology to your benefit, not to your detriment. We want to promote responsible digital citizenship, understanding what you can do with the technology and how to make it work for you. And so we have a digital literacy program, the centerpiece of which is e-portfolios. E-portfolios are electronic portfolios. Over the course of your time at Lamar and in the Reaud Honors College, you will construct a larger portfolio online, which allows you to document the things you've done. It allows you to express yourself and really gets you thinking about your college experience as a whole. And so we want all of our students to do this. This is, I'm a philosophy professor, so I think about how this is valuable to you in and of itself. But it also is important for what happens outside of Lamar. A lot of employers and professional graduate schools are looking for an online presence, and this gives you a well-constructed online presence. It essentially works as a digital memory of all the things you've done. So you're going to have to come up with a resume. I'm sure all of you do have a resume already. If you try to construct your resume from scratch, I can guarantee you at some point you're going to send it off and you'll think, I forgot to put that in there. Why didn't I put that in there? This allows you to pool all of what you did at Lamar in one place, so that when you construct the different resumes for different purposes, you have it at your fingertips. And you can easily construct your resume out of your e-portfolio. And it also means that if you go into an interview where you're asked questions about what you've done at Lamar, because you've constructed an e-portfolio in which you've talked about what you've done at Lamar, you've already answered the question. And it's a lot easier to answer a question that you've already answered than a question that you've never answered and heard for the first time. So the ePortfolio really kind of, it's pretty cutting edge. That's what was actually presented in New Orleans last year. Other universities are trying to catch up to Lamar on this. And, you know, this will really put you ahead in terms of what you do after Lamar. Last but not least, our student organization, the Honors Student Association. We want all of our students to come in and be active on campus, and the best way to start being active on campus is through the Association of Honor Students themselves. So the Honor Student Association is really a vehicle by which you students are able to organize your own activities, able to organize activities for the broader campus, able to organize activities taking advantage of what's already going on campus, able to organize service activities, social activities within honors. This is a way in which you can engage in university life through your initiative. The officers are democratically elected. Misa is an officer. Tiffany was an officer last year, a senator for the Student Government Association. And the leadership of the Honor Student Association is my Student Advisory Council. So they communicate with me the interests and aspirations and issues the students are confronting, and make a difference in the policies and the activities of the Honors College itself. I want students to participate in the construction of the college. That's part of being a student. That's part of learning. When I was a student, I was part of student government. And there's a lot of learning that takes place outside of the classroom when students are given the opportunity and the responsibility to participate in the running of an institution. That was invaluable to me. And I want all of you to have that chance. So for those of you who are coming in, there's a Facebook page for you that I've mentioned in an email I sent out. And pretty soon you're going to be contacted by a peer mentor. We're gearing up for the peer mentoring program. Over the summer, experienced honor students will contact you and find out if you have any questions that you need answered about Lamar University, kind of basically help you get started at the school and really provide you a point of contact within the students. One thing is to contact me or other staff members. We're always open, but you also want to hear from students, and I understand that. In fact, you probably want to hear more from students than from me. That's okay. I get that. I would too if I were in your shoes. So, you know, we have a program which really helps you integrate into the campus really smoothly and understand what's going on and take advantage of all the opportunities. And that's the peer mentoring program through the Honor Student Association. We meet every month, and at the meetings, you'll find out what the association is doing, but you also find out what else is going on campus because we bring in speakers, and I want to let you know what's available on campus. So, there we go. I think I've lost my slideshow. These are the kinds of things we do in terms of service. Working at the food bank, working at the community garden. There have been book drives, beach cleanups, working at Gumbo Fest. There's a whole bunch of service activities that we're involved with that I think promote community and help you give back to the community of which you are a part. This to me is really important. You know, we want you to give back and we want you to be active members of the community. That's part of leadership, is also service to your community. And the last thing that really I think all of this is important and does for you is it helps you develop essential skills, or what are known as soft skills. Like I said, I was actually in student government. I also worked in residential life. I am a professor. I still teach. I teach every semester in honors. And I am a classroom professor, heart and soul. But there is a lot of learning in college that takes place outside of the classroom. And it's important that you take advantage of those opportunities and develop the skills associated with that. You know, there's the disciplinary content that you get inside the classroom. There's the research skills. that you get inside the classroom, this creative abilities and training, all of those things that take place inside the classroom and interacting with your professor. But other skills aren't necessarily taught in the classroom, and you have to practice them in order to acquire them. So we encourage people to practice these skills on campus and in the larger community. So leadership, just being able to take a leadership role in an organization, understand how to run an organization, how to lead your fellow students. Networking, you need to learn how to make professional contacts. We have a variety of events which enable you to meet people, leading members of the community, and start developing the ability to communicate and interact with them, and to develop those kinds of professional contacts. Organizational skills, knowing how to organize an activity or some project. That's something that takes place outside the classroom, and it's going to be invaluable in your career, in whatever that career path is. Presentational skills, understanding how to present yourself and your work to an audience is critical. Some of that's in the classroom and public speaking courses and making presentations in classes. Others in presentations of undergraduate research, but also presenting to groups. This is incredibly important. At some point, you're going to be called on to make a presentation. I've talked to, I don't know how many former students who said they really appreciated the fact that we encouraged them to make presentations of different types, because when they were working at the plant or in the office, they were called upon to make for a presentation on the part of their team to the leadership or to the executives of that plant organization. And then finally, learn how to work in a team and collaborate with each other. You know, there's a give and take in teamwork, in collaboration. You can't always have it your own way. So that's critically important. And these kinds of things are not always taught in the classroom, but I think they're uniquely taught in the Honors College. So, you know, all of this is part of what we call the Honors Advantage. Down here, what you see is what we call the Lamar Ambassadors. They are the face of the student body to the larger community, and we encourage the honors students to be involved in the Ambassadors program. They represent students to business and community leaders across not just Southeast Texas, but Texas itself, including in Austin. So, you know, these are the kinds of things that we promote and encourage, and opportunities we provide and assist you in finding. I'm always available to help you guys identify opportunities and to help you apply to them. But remember, in all of this, you should have fun. You should enjoy your time at college, and doing all of these things, embracing this experience is going to be fun. You're going to really enjoy this. So again, when you look back on Lamar University and the Reaud Honors College 10, 20 years from now, you're going to say, man, I had a blast. You know, I did a lot, I learned a lot, I grew a lot. I just had a blast. And that's what we want. That's what I want for you. I want you to come out of here thinking, wow, I got the most I could get out of college. And that's what the Honors College is designed for. But it's designed for you. It's your agenda, your interests, your aspirations that we are looking to. We're not looking to impose, we're looking to facilitate. So with that, I'm open to any questions, or if any of our students want to talk. I see Cindy Castillo there. She's joined us. Misa's there, Tiffany. Any other current students out there that I missed? So if you have questions, fire away.
Thank you, Dr. Dodson. I know that there's been some questions that have come into the chat that Megan has been monitoring and answering. But if you have any other questions, go ahead and put them in the chat function right now. I have a couple of questions, and I kind of just want to let the students answer these. So whoever wants to answer, you guys can just unmute yourself and answer as you want. But what's it like being not only a Lamar University student, but being a Lamar University honors student?
So I guess I can answer that one. So not only I've been able to be involved in Lamar through SGA and outside of the Honors College, but within the Honors College, I've been able to be more involved in things that interest me. So for example, I got involved in Model United Nations my freshman year, and I've been working at that since then, and it's been a really great experience, and it just gives me the opportunity to do things that are more like related to my area of study, which is political science and my major of study and stuff like that.
She's being modest. She's also won a couple awards for research presentations.
Wow, that's awesome.
I'll brag for her.
You'll brag for her. Well, congratulations, and thanks for sharing your thoughts. Anybody else want to share anything related to that question?
I'll go ahead and go. Basically, you know, being part of the Honors College, I feel like a lot of the activities that I'm doing now is because of the Honors College. So I also have been part of the High Impact Study with the Stepping Up program. And so right now I'm with the nonprofit known as the Seafarer Center. And basically our role is to help mariners who are out on sea. You know, they work on these large ships at the Port of Beaumont for prolonged months at a time. And so basically we try to provide resources to them. But that's just an example of how I've been involved. And I've also done Model UN, and that's been an incredible experience as well. But just being part of the Honors College, you meet a lot of students who are just as passionate as you are in terms of your studies and what you hope to gain from Lamar. And so a lot of the friends I've made is because of the Honors College, and I'm really thankful that I've been a part of it.
Awesome.
Tiffany's our student senator this past year.
Yes.
Shaking up the SGA.
Well, so if you put yourself, another question that I was going to follow up with, if you put yourself back like when you were a incoming freshman and you were just figuring it all out and, you know, seeing the Honors College, what is like one tip that you would give students that are coming in?
Don't be afraid to get involved. That was something I was really hesitant to get involved in. Just there's nothing to worry about. It's an incredible experience, and get involved as much as you can. Obviously, don't put too much on your plate that you can't handle, but get involved as much as you can.
Also, if I may add to that, I would also say don't be afraid to reach out to your honors peer mentor, because they're really there to help you and guide you as you transition into your college life. And they want the best for you, and they're really knowledgeable in Lamar and what they have to offer, especially what the Honors College has to offer. So if at any point you need any guidance, they should be like your first person to reach out to, because they really want your best interest.
Yeah, and just to add to that, your peer mentor, they're paired with you based on your major and like what you're studying. So a lot of the times, like with my peer mentor, for example, when I was first assigned to her, she already took a lot of the classes that I was preparing to take. So she was able to give me great advice on how to study, for example, or what to expect. And, you know, the peer mentors, like, again, they've been through it already. So that's why they're such a great resource for you to use, because they already know the expectations that are set for you.
And if you're worried that maybe you can't be matched with someone with a similar major, we do match you by hometown as well. So you might even end up knowing the person who ends up mentoring you throughout your 4 years here.
That's awesome.
And if I could add to that,
Yeah. No, go for it. Go for it.
Yeah. All right. Well, hi everyone. I'm Laura. I would say don't be intimidated by maybe the requirements that you see on the website and that you heard. It's all very doable, and as I'm sure everyone has said, or Dr. Dodson mentioned in his presentation, everything, the honors advisors and the faculty, they work with you to make sure that you can do what you need to do, and it's not a big workload. It's just sometimes challenging in the classes, but that's what I wanted anyway. But yeah, don't be overwhelmed by the requirements that you see. It's all very doable. It's all very flexible. They work with you to ensure that you do graduate.
Thanks, Aurora. You know, when we have orientation, I tell people the requirements in 5 to 10 minutes. And I know that the students get nervous about it. And I have to tell you the requirements. I mean, I have to. But you're not going to do them in 5 to 10 minutes. You're going to do them in 4 years, including summers. You know, and if you spread it out over 4 years and are persistent and patient, it's not a problem. You know, and it's set up so it's we can work within any major, and we will enhance any major, any degree plan, any aspiration or interest you have. That's what they're there for.
Awesome. We had a question come in, and I was gonna just kind of give it, and Megan, if you wanted to respond, but it's what is the process of joining the Honor Student Association, and when would students sign up for the organization as well as other activities within the college?
Do one of the students want to take, or do you want me to?
Anybody, whoever wants to.
Well, we'll have an orientation in the fall, and there will be the first meeting within the first couple weeks on a Friday, the first couple weeks, and you can just show up to the meeting and join at that time. It's very simple. We are always open. I do understand that sometimes you have schedule conflicts. You know, you do what you can, and that's all we can ask. So if you have a schedule conflict and you can't be active the first semester at the meetings, you can find out about the materials because we have a monthly newsletter we send out, and the minutes to the meeting are sent out. But it's very easy. You'll find out about it over at the orientation. And in fact, on the Facebook page, we're going to start posting from all of the different members of the executive committee, so you'll get a chance to meet them. And we're hoping the Facebook page will encourage some discussion, some communication. So it's very simple. It's just natural.
Awesome. Does anybody else have any other questions? Go ahead and put them in the chat. Oh, looks like we have another one. Is there a application or process to be enrolled in the Honors College, or is it just showing up to the meeting?
You do need to apply. You can, if you go to the website, if I haven't already contacted you, look for a contact from me. Or you could send me your email address at kevin.dodson@Lamar University, at lamar.edu, excuse me. Or you go to the website and there's an application link on the website. So just go to the Lamar website, look for under colleges and departments, Reaud Honors College, and navigate to apply. And there'll be a link there. It's very simple. Or if you call us at the office or shoot us an email, we will get in touch with you.
Awesome.
I think Megan has actually just posted the link on the chat. So what more can you ask for?
Well, is there anything that Dr. Dodson, you wanted to add, Megan, any of the students that y'all wanted to add before we wrap up this session?
Others talk first.
Yeah, I actually did want to add something to the Honors College. So the biggest thing that I've received from the Honors College is essentially just the friends themselves. I mean, I've been to undergraduate research conferences. I've done the high impact and everything, and it helps tremendously. But your friends are essentially your group, who you're going to stick with for the next 4 years. And the Honors College helped me make friends with 3 very close people who I'm constantly going in all my classes with. But on the other hand, one of the smallest but most impactful things that I've seen is even when I'm scrolling through social media, like Instagram. In high school, I would just see like the normal students that I see. But now at the university, I'm always seeing some kind of honor student achieving some type of award, getting some type of scholarship, doing some type of research, doing some type of serviceship. And that can be very impactful because it always keeps me motivated. And I noticed the difference between me in high school and me in university is that even though I was in honors in high school, I was never motivated to do my work. But with the Honors College, it always keeps you motivated. It gives you so many opportunities. It's kind of hard not to be motivated. And friends are extremely important to make in the Honors College. And HSA does a great job of connecting you guys with that.
That's Ali Hamza. He's the president of HSA.
Well, thank you for your input, Olli. Anybody else want to share anything?
I just want to add on what everyone else was saying. So I'm really glad I joined the Honors College. I was hesitant at first. I was like, oh, there's so many requirements. I don't know if I could do it, but I'm so involved. I love volunteering, and then I'm a freshman, so I didn't even realize I was doing high impacts until Dr. Dodson told me. So I've already have 2. So yeah, it's just a really good learning experience, and you meet so many good people and mentors, which is a really good thing to have in college.
Yeah, for sure. And lots of
Cindy got a
networking
research
opportunities.
grant. Yeah, Cindy actually got a research grant her very first semester.
Awesome.
So
that's crazy.
Yeah, it is. Well, actually not. But.
Yeah, actually not. But well, I know I've learned a lot from this session myself. But I think one of the big things too is there's a lot of networking opportunities, and that is so huge for your future after Lamar University. So it's not just about the now, it's about the future as well. And I think that's awesome. All right, so I'm going to go ahead. We're going to wrap up this session. I'm going to share. Oh, no.
One last thing.
Yeah,
Sorry.
go ahead. Go for it.
Thank you for coming, and stay safe, please. Stay safe. And welcome to Lamar. And when you come here, enjoy your time. Have fun. Seriously, I'm really serious about it. It's odd for an academic to say that in a dean, but have fun. Have a good time. Enjoy it.
Yeah, for sure. I'm going to go ahead and share the contact information from Megan. Let me do that real quick.
Yeah.
Okay. So there's Megan. She's, like I said, she's the honors coordinator. There's her contact information. You can also reach out to Dr. Dodson if you'd like with any questions that you have. And I'll personally want to thank Dr. Dodson for joining us and giving us that presentation. It was very thorough and very interesting as well. So thank you for doing that. And thank you to the honor students and to Megan for joining us. It's always great to have an inside look at students' perspectives as well. So I think it was a really, really awesome session. And I just want to thank you all for doing that. And if y'all want to view it, or if you have any of your, I know you said peer mentoring is starting, you can push students. This will be posted on our visit page, lamar.edu/visit. So if you want to push students to view that as well, you can do that. The recording will be posted there. And I just want to say thanks for joining us.
Thank you. Thanks, students, too. Thank all of you.
All right. Well, y'all have a great day. And like Dr. Johnson said, stay safe. And we will hopefully see you in another visit. Check out lamar.edu/visit to see other opportunities that you have. Bye.